Hi, I'm Kaylin Duggins. I'm candidate number 1191, and this is my film opening in CCR. Red Hue is about a girl with schizophrenia who is also an artist trying to make her art for an art competition. But not everything seems to go well, as you can see throughout the film opening. Part of the reason the main theme of this movie is schizophrenia is because it is often not depicted in media. If it is, it's not depicted well. Let's take a look at this film opening and see what techniques I use to convey my message. The art competition is very significant in this film, as it is the main reason why Lyra is having all of her troubles. I made the flyer myself, and I use a free editing software called Canva. The pasta is a part of mise en scène. It is used as a prop to show how Lyra's mental state declines because of the art competition earlier shown. Mise en scène is the technique my group probably utilized the most throughout this project. You see the bowl of pasta placed right next to paper and a Sharpie. This shows how Lyra is going to make art for our competition, which is earlier shown in a flyer. In the corner, you can see pill bottles, which reflect that Lyra has to take some sort of medication, either for a sickness or, in this case, medication. This is better shown later in the film, as it is what's causing Lyra issues. To use the effect and give the illusion that time is passing, we close the blinds while shooting this scene, so it looks darker, even though we are filming all of this during the day. This is also conveyed through camera angles, as we use a wide shot to show how Lyra is progressively getting worse and as time is passing by and she doesn't realize. And you can also see her ripping out papers later on in the film to show that she is struggling to create an art piece, which is what will affect her and what will cause a huge argument later on. Hey Lyra, have you seen the... Another character is now introduced, Ellie, Lyra's older sibling. As Ellie walks into the room, you can see that she is greeted with a bunch of artwork and images on the floor. We used depth of field to trick the audience that Lyra only made one photo, but instead made a ton of artwork, ranging from happy to sad. If you look closely at the images, you can see that some are happy and some are sad. This portrays how Lyra is feeling while making her artwork. For example, the image you see right here is just of a guy sitting with a eager smirk, but the two images in the other corner depict a girl crying in a classroom and a guy taking either a pie or cake slice out of his throat. Since Lyra is an artist, she often conveys how she's feeling through artwork, which is why you can see all sorts of different images on the floor.
What's up with all the paintings?
Right here, you learn more about Lyra's character. She is carefree and invested in her work, showing that she is determined to win this art competition at all costs. This is also shown through body language, as Lyra isn't paying attention to what Eli is saying to her.
Lyra, why is the entire floor covered in your art? I almost tripped when I was in here. Don't be overdramatic, it's only a few pieces. I think it's a little more than a few pieces.
Here, themes of disability is conveyed through sound. It's easy to infer that Lyra isn't mentally okay, as she says there are only a few paintings in the floor, but as you saw in the earlier clip, there are roughly about 20 to 30 of them scattering all over the ground. Eli's tone also expresses confusion and worry about Lyra, as both of them are not seeing eye to eye on this matter.
Are you okay? I'm really worried about you.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Why?
No, you aren't. You haven't washed your hair in weeks. You've been wearing the same clothes for days now, so you've been drawing weird art that doesn't even make sense, and you think it's perfectly fine. When was the last time you even showered?
During Eli's monologue, you can tell that she is worried for Lyra. Not only that, but Lyra also isn't mentally off, as she is experiencing side effects of schizophrenia. Since schizophrenia is a mental disorder, it messes with people's ability to recognize what's real and what's not. This is also the reason why Lyra doesn't realize the mess she made with all of her paintings.
Have you seen yourself in the mirror recently?
You can infer Lyra's poor mental state through mise en scène in this scene. As she is looking herself in the mirror, you can tell that her hair is messy and knotted, and that her eyeliner is smudged. She is also in pajama pants and a hoodie. We can tie this back to Ellie's dialogue when she said Lyra hasn't brushed her hair or showered in a couple of days, as at the beginning of the film she is still wearing the same clothes. Still has her hair tied back the same way it was earlier on. As Lyra is looking in the mirror, the audience can tell that she has no idea what's going on and that she thinks that herself looks fine.
Sure, it looks like I threw on the first thing I saw, but who cares? I'm at home.
I don't even know how to explain this to you anymore. It's like you're acting like how you used to act. You're like in some sort of art bubble, still out of touch with reality.
Here the lighting changes, it becomes a bit more distorted than it was before. You can see shades of blue and red in the background. This adds on to the overall uneasiness and disorientation of the film opening. It is also inferred that this has happened before, as Eli says, you're acting like how you're used to act. Eli is having a hard time getting it through to Lyra. Since schizophrenia is a mental disorder that messes with people's heads, Lyra has no sense of reality throughout this film, and Eli is having a hard time trying to convey that.
See this? When was the last time you've eaten these?
The bowl of pasta from earlier now returns, but this time with mole in it. This shows how much time has passed between then and now.
And have you even taken this?
Why does it even concern you? I'm perfectly alright. You don't have to worry about me.
Whatever.
In this scene, Lyra and Ellie get more annoyed with each other, as they can't seem to get it through to one another that Lyra claims she's perfectly okay, and Ellie's claiming that she's not. Ellie expresses her anger through violence as she throws the pill bottles at Lyra. Lyra is also being avoided with the question, have you taken your pill bottles, to show that she has them but doesn't want to tell Ellie. When Ellie is trying to talk to Lyra and show the pasta, no cuts are used there. This better shows the disorientation of the film. It also shows the chaos surrounding Ellie and Lyra's argument. The lighting's more red here to show the anger and chaos surrounding the two characters right now. Lyra is also too invested in her work to actually properly take her medication. It is inferred that this is messing with her throughout the entire film. A close-up shot is used to represent all of this. I really wanted to choose a film company that specializes in movies similar to mine. That's why I chose A24 to help produce this film. They have created movies such as 8th Grade, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Lady Bird. Lady Bird was released on December 1st, 2017, and was directed and created by Greta Gerwig, who also created the Barbie movie. Lady Bird is a coming-of-age film that follows the main character, Christy, who goes by Lady Bird in this film. It focuses on a high school senior who is just trying to graduate and live life, but at the same time has a not-so-well and turbulent relationship with her mom. This is similar to Ellie and Lyra's relationship that is shown in the film, as it is chaotic and they don't tend to see eye to eye on most things. Red Heat would be a wide-release movie, just how Everything Everywhere All at Once was, which grossed around $143 million. The target audience for this film is mainly anyone who struggles with mental illness. I especially want this movie to resonate with those with schizophrenia, since that is what the main character, Lyra, has. When people are watching this movie, I just want them to feel seen and represented. More girls are more likely to watch this movie, as both of the main characters identify as female. Throughout this course, I would have said I became a better filmmaker, mainly because our teacher gave us projects to do that helped enhance that. At the beginning of this class, I had no idea how to use a camera. One of the projects our teacher gave us was a movie recreation project.
Heather, it's your turn. No, Heather, it's Heather's turn. Heather. Oh, sorry.
As you can see here, I learned how to use matching cuts that match two clips together. I also learned how to use a camera when recording my friend. One of my first experiences using a camera was for a music video project. We also did this music video project.
Rocking the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working. Darling gets lost in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? Oh,
Here we use different transitions and filters that we also use in Red Hue. Between that and the movie recreation our teacher made us do, I think I've better learned how to use a camera and what it's like using different filming techniques. Both of these projects has helped me learn how to use a camera, not only that, and how to act as well. Although acting isn't irrelevant, it did help me in the film opening when we weren't able to get any actors. One of the main challenges on working this movie was that my group partner and I were the only ones working on it, and we didn't have any actors or actresses. So not only did we have to direct and film, we also had to act. Neither of us knew how to act well, especially me, because I kept forgetting my lines. We also had to come up with creative ways to use our shots. As you can tell, the camera doesn't move besides for the beginning and ending scenes. We also had to come up with creative ways to use our shots. As you can, some of the things that we used were the edge of a windowsill and a chair with a basketball on it. For the artwork, I went to CVS and printed out pictures to use for the film. Also, since most movies have to use either copyright-free work or commissioned art, I messaged some of my friends and asked them if I can use art for a video, which they said yes, so I proceeded to use. As stated earlier, some of the art ranges from happy images to sad images, mainly to depict what Lyra is feeling and what she's going through. In this photo here, you can see a guy with forks behind him looking scared. But another photo, you see a guy having fun with posing, and another one just dancing in a crowd. To create fake mold, we used a cotton ball and a blue and yellow Sharpie because they didn't have green to color the cotton ball, and overall, it looked relatively realistic. We filmed at my house because I had a room that looked like a college kid's living area. For Ellie, her character is supposed to be college age, so to represent that, we had her